This week on the season finale of Married to Medicine.
Idea for us to take some time away from the group. It really would.
I want to have a baby as soon as possible. He wants to have a baby as soon as possible. So if it means to take time out within the group, this is a good idea. Do I still have friends within this group?
What is up, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the new episode of Married to Medicine. That's season 11, episode 15. Let's get right into this. Alright, you guys, so this was the season finale, and it might as well be the series finale for all I care, but we're going to get more into that. So the episode begins with a lady who's narrating like someone from Bridgerton would, kind of in that accent, and she's saying, "Welcome to Lady Toya's Georgian Ball," or whatever it is. I liked it though, I thought it was kind of cute. So the narrator, she's kind of doing a bit of a recap of the biggest feuds this season. So she mentions Contessa's feud with Heavenly, Phaedra's feud with Heavenly, and then obviously the Luncfords versus Quad and her man. So then we actually start the episode. First scene is Toya, and she has her party planners over to her house for this very Bridgerton themed anniversary party. Toya tells them that this is for her 16th wedding anniversary, and she just loves the Netflix Queen Charlotte Bridgerton of it all because it reminds her a lot about love and romance and things like that. They ask what is the budget, and she says let's try to keep it under 25K, but then she starts to describe her vision. She wants lots of flowers, a bar, different rooms, a grand feasting table with a whole pig, a horse and carriage, Red Lobster biscuits. I hope she doesn't throw them at Eugene, but she's very invested in this party. As far as guest list, she will try to have all the ladies there because this is all about love. One of the planners asks, "Do you think we need to have security?" And Toya says, "Absolutely." That's so embarrassing. The fact that they need to have security because some people can't control themselves is crazy. Moving on to the next scene, Greg and T go to have lunch. So Dr. G is honest with his wife. He says, "I've been so hurt by this group lately." T then says that they need to decide if they're going to go to Toya's party. She cares for Toya. She wants to go there to support her. But at the lunch that she had with Toya the other day, where Toya was coming in talking about, "You're going to make us choose," that left kind of a bad taste in her mouth. And T ain't going to be doing no damn begging to no one. Greg tells her that the fellas also were coming at him pretty hard, telling him to drop this thing. So he don't know what to do. T then says that maybe it's time that we just do our own thing. Okay, so Toya then goes down to the venue to look at the process, and looking at this, I gotta say, these planners did a terrific job, extraordinary. It really was outstanding. They got the roasted pig that she wanted with tons of flowers. I thought it looked beautiful. The carriages, they got ballerinas. They definitely went all out for this party. So then we look at the different couples of the show getting ready. I'm glad that most of them actually participated in the theme. Like they had their costumes and everything. Some of them were also practicing their dance. And listen, Dr. Scott's wig, it took me out. It really did. So poor Eugene, remember, he got hurt by a tow truck, so one of his feet is hurt. So he has a little thing on it. Toya is putting on her wig, getting ready, and she says that she definitely would have loved to live in the era of Bridgerton. And Eugene has to give her a history 101 lesson and say, yeah, that's a fantasy. There was no Bridgerton in real life. They still don't know if T and Dr. G are coming. They think they should come. And if they do end up coming, Toya has arranged a plan. So Dr. Greg and Sweet Tea will have a 1 hour window to be there before Quad and Heavenly arrive. Listen, if I'm being invited to a party where I have a time limit, and it's also the time limit before the party actually is starting, I'm not even going to have any food, I'm not going. Okay, have fun at your little party. Listen, like, okay. Then we see Quad and King. Quad says to King, "Well, the people are saying my ex-husband filed an incident report that you intended to assault him." King says, yeah, that's crazy. I didn't do anything. They probably did this so we wouldn't be around. King says, we too grown to be filing charges. I was like, oh, okay. So we too grown to file charges, but we not too grown to try and nuck and buck at someone? Oh, okay. Quad says that she never wants to be around them ever again. So then the people start to arrive to the royal ball. Simone came in on wearing my cousin's quinceañera dress. I did love the horse and carriage part of it, though. I will admit that. And I gotta say, I thought for the most part they all looked good. Personally, it's just my opinion. I gotta say, I gotta give it to contestant Scott. They take first place. Mimi and Steven, I think they would probably take second because they looked good pretty as well. So then Dr. Greg and Sweet Tea arrived. They also look good. They came on theme. Dr. G definitely came in channeling his George Washington. I didn't like it though. As soon as they arrived, Mimi said something about, oh, here comes the mess. Lady, calm down. You've been here for 10 minutes and you came through her. After this little thing after the way that Mimi flipped on Sweet Tea, I don't even care about her like that anymore. So then a lady goes around and hands them a Georgington Chronicles True report. And it was basically a funny, shady report about the women, like Heavenly lying, not addressing her own marriage. Something about Curtis grabbing Heavenly by the waist in some picture. Well, we all know that's not the only other woman he's been holding. The men then talk to Greg. They're still talking to him about, oh, let it go. And I think time was needed because Greg is now much more calm and he says he will allow the group to handle the conflict between him and King so they can hash it out. So yeah, he definitely needed time. The fact that they thought he was going to be so okay and quick to drop it, like after being charged at physically, like that was crazy. But again, time was needed. So then a little later, Contessa talks to Sweet Tea and Dr. G, and T says, we have to go. They told us that we have to go. Contessa wants them to stay, and then Toya and Simone approach them, and they pretty much kick them out. Simone says, y'all probably don't want to be in the same room anyway. Simone's deliveries can be so cold at times. Sweet Tea says, like, I'm fine with staying. And Toya's like, well, you created all this, so y'all gotta go. This is why I'm telling you, I wouldn't have gone. How are you gonna beg me to come to your party and then say I have a time limit? That actually made me pretty sad to see them leave, not gonna lie. Because it's a lot of unfairness, and I'm a grown-ass person. You don't tell me when to leave. But anyway, they do leave, and then as they're leaving, they play some flashbacks of Sweet Tea's 2 seasons on the show. And after an engagement party, a wedding, fights with Heavenly, Toya, Jackie, and good times, Dr. G and Sweet Tea say that it wouldn't be a bad idea to take some time away from the group. Sweet Tea really wants a baby. And you know what? Maybe they should. I mean, look at Candace. She left the show. She got pregnant. NECA left the show. She got pregnant. So yeah, they left. So then Heavenly arrives. I hated her dress. For some reason, she wore a little kid's tiara that kept falling. Damon didn't even bother to dress up in theme. They did have a great part where the MC gathers everyone and the couples have lined up and each of them are royally introduced with their title when they come down the stairs, couple by couple. That was a nice little touch. Quad and King finally arrived, and I really like their outfits. I love the royal purple and black combo. So they are showering King with comments. Oh, we've missed you. You're such a gentleman. Oh, you're the best. Contestant Simone, they talk real quick. So Contessa, Simone, and Sweet Tea did have an extra scene with Phaedra in which they tried to get Phaedra to come to this party. They tried to tell her that Heavenly isn't the queen of the group. She doesn't have to worry about that. And Phaedra had said to them that she can't alter her standards to accommodate to Heavenly's disrespect. So obviously she didn't make it. Listen, I get it. Phaedra called Heavenly the devil's daughter and she ain't wrong. So she's gone. Then the MC gets everyone's attention and Eugene and Toya come down and Eugene starts to tell the story of how he met Toya, and it was very sweet to hear their love story. You can tell that he loves her a lot. Then the men are chatting. Curtis fills King and Damon in on Greg, saying that he's willing to talk things out. King says that he's never had an issue with Greg, so it's Greg who needs to correct his wrongs. But he says that he's open to it. The ladies are also having a conversation, and Simone tells Quad that Greg had time to reflect and that he is embarrassed by his behavior. So the question to Quad is there a world where we could coexist? And Quad says, I'm not interested. Toya says, but Quad, you might not be interested, but think about the group. Like, let's talk about forgiveness. It's something that we need to do. Quad says, again, I'm not interested. I can forgive you, but that doesn't mean I want you around. Toya says, what you're doing is making us choose between you and Lateasha. Quad says, I'm not making you choose. I'm telling you all to put yourselves in my shoes. Toya says, we've just lost so many people, and I don't want to lose anyone else. Quad says, then lose me. If it's not me, I'm okay with it. Now y'all know that's a damn lie. She don't want to be kicked out. That's why she was on a whole damn apology tour at the last reunion. Anyway, Toya says, we've all made mistakes, including King. Quad says, what mistakes did he make? And Simone says, yeah, he took the bait. Quad says, what y'all not gonna do is make me have to monitor myself. That's my ex, that's my past. I'm about my future and present. Okay. Also, let's be clear. Almost every single conversation that Quad had with King this season, they talked about Greg. Simone says that we're going back to a fractured group, and Toya says we already are fractured. So then they do their ballroom dance. They should have done more than just a class. They danced like they had two left feet, but at least they had fun. So that was the finale for season 11 of Married to Medicine. That was it. Okay, y'all, this season has been so toxic, and I think the word mean can describe this season in one word. Phaedra coined it. They are mean girls. I hate how they did Sweet Tea. They clearly used her as a pawn and then tossed her out without ever acknowledging her feelings. If she and Greg want to leave, I support it, but I think Quad needs to leave too. She's not even married to Medicine. And matter of fact, I'm going to be honest, this show they've had pretty much the same cast for 11 years. Yeah, Mariah left, some people came, some people left along the way, but for the most part, it's one of the only shows that has stayed this long with the original cast members, and I think it's time for a refresh. Like, for example, Dr. Jackie. Can anyone tell me what she did this season? She did go to the White House, which was impressive, but had she not gone to the White House, would we have even noticed her on the show? And then Heavenly is just a whole other level of someone who goes low. So, I don't know, y'all. I think this show needs a refresh because people are tired. People are getting tired of this same old BS and all of that. But anyway, guys, this was the end. Like I said, next week will be the reunion. That looks interesting. So, y'all let me know what your thoughts were about this episode and about the party and everything that happened. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time. Y'all have a great one.